Hello and welcome to Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. I'm Carissa Williamson. The government of the Bahamas signaled a major economic boost for Exuma with the signing of a $100 million heads of agreement with Sandals Resorts International for the redevelopment of Sandals Emerald Bay into the Beaches Exuma Resort. The signing took place at the Office of the Prime Minister on November 21st, 2025.
Now, even from Nassau, you can feel the pride and determination that runs through that island. Exuma has a spirit that never dims, a confidence in its future, a belief in its people, and a steady resilience that has carried it through every season. And there's someone who brings that Exuma spirit into every room he walks into. I don't know whether you felt it this morning. The Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Chester Cooper. Anytime he walks into the room, he brings that Exuma spirit. Let me say this in a personal way because he has earned it. Chester is Exuma's son, and he fights for this island the way a man fights for his own family. When he walks into my office with a proposal for Exuma, there's no hesitation in his voice. He tells me plainly, Prime Minister, my people need this. We must move. Don't forget your mother's from there too. And he pushes. Then he pushes again. And he doesn't stop until he knows progress is on the way. So this project is one of those almost every other day. I was getting a call. I think Gervais was calling him. Yeah. Adam was calling him, putting pressure on him, and more pressure was being put on us. Many people see the speeches and they see the titles, but they don't see the late night calls, the weekend briefings, the constant follow-ups, and the way he refuses to let any opportunity slip away. The progress we're making today moved as quickly and as smoothly as it did because Chester never let it fall off the table. Exuma is blessed to have him, and our country is stronger because of his commitment. So today, we take another step forward together. We are marking the redevelopment of the former Sandals Emerald Bay into Beaches Exuma, a over $100 million investment, and a full transformation of the resort into a newly family-focused destination for over the next 24 months. But the dollars are not the heart of the story. The heart of the story is the people. The contractors who will work, the small businesses that will feel the uplift, the young Exumians will finally have a real pathway into this industry. Independent assessments show that once the resort is fully open, it will support more than 1,500 jobs each year and attract tens of thousands of visitors. 1,500 because of the indirect employment that flows from that opening as well. That means more money circulating in Exuma's economy, more opportunities for families, and more strength across the family islands. And there's something that gives me deep pride. The commitment to training our young people. I want to thank you for that, Adam and Gervais. Sandals Beaches has agreed to a partnership with Ellen Coakley, the high school, for a paid traineeship program, 25 apprenticeships upon reopening, and an exchange initiative that will see Bahamians training in other Sandals properties across the Caribbean. This is exactly what we have been pushing for as a government, real opportunities that put Bahamians in a position to rise.
Marking another step towards the advancement of the Family Island Airport Renaissance Project, the government of the Bahamas signed a $10 million contract for the development of the Long Island International Airport Terminal in Deadman's Key. The signing took place at the Office of the Prime Minister on November 21st, 2025.
Today is an important day for Long Island and for our country. We are signing the contract, as you have heard, that will finally deliver a modern airport terminal for Deadman's Key, a project that has been talked about for years, needed for years, and now at last. is being built. Long Island has been growing faster than the airport that it serves, or the airport that serves it. Foreign air arrivals have climbed more than 26% compared to 2019. Visitors keep coming. The island's rental market keeps expanding. Its reputation keeps spreading. Long Island is ready to rise. The only thing missing has been the gateway that matches its potential. This new terminal will change that. The building will be 10,000 square feet, with separate areas for international arrivals and domestic departures. 4 airline counters, proper airline offices, a covered departure gate for comfort and safety, a departure lounge that can seat up to 115 passengers, and the entire structure will be elevated with modern drainage to address the flooding issues that have affected Edmonds Key for far too long. These are the kinds of upgrades that bring a sense of pride, the kinds of upgrades that say to visitors and Bahamians alike, Long Island is moving forward. And we are pairing this new terminal with major airside improvements. The runway will be extended to 6,500 feet. Its elevation will be raised. The surrounding hills will be cleared for safe approaches. These improvements will allow larger aircraft, including 737s, to land consistently and reliably throughout the year. This is what opens the door to more flights, more reliable schedules, and stronger interest from international carriers. This is how Long Island expands tourism, grows investment, and strengthens its economy. And inside the terminal, we are making sure Long Islanders have opportunities. The commercial space will be designed so local entrepreneurs can operate food stalls, retail counters, and service booths. This airport must benefit local families, not just travelers passing through. So during construction, some temporary operations will shift during the construction. Some temporary operations will shift to Stella Maris so the work can move quickly. A small, short inconvenience, but one that leads to decades of improvement. Let's speak to the bigger picture. This airport is part of a national effort. Across our archipelago, we are building modern world-class gateways, from Exuma to Grand Bahama, from Ragged Island to New Providence, from the Maikal district to the Abacos. New terminals, new runways, new safety upgrades. We made a commitment to the Family Islands that development must reach every island. That opportunity must not be limited by geography, and that no community should have to wait another generation for infrastructure that supports growth. We are fulfilling that commitment.
The Public Hospitals Authority celebrated PHA Academy's class of 2025, honoring a new group of medical professionals under the theme Rising to the Challenge, Ready for the Call. The graduation ceremony took place at St. Joseph's Catholic Parish Hall on November 28, 2025.
It is a proud moment for the parents and well-wishers here today. It was also a proud moment for our nation because it is a moment about you, graduates, your families, and of course, for the future of healthcare in the Bahamas. And the ceremony marks the beginning of your service. Service to people, service to country, service rooted in skill, compassion, and commitment. As I said 3 years ago, the PHA Academy was created, and it had one clear purpose: to invest in our people. We wanted to give Bahamians real opportunities, particularly young Bahamians, opportunities to learn, to grow, to expand your education, and to build meaningful careers, opportunities to upskill, so you can better serve patients and strengthen our healthcare system. Under Dr. Roll's leadership, the Academy has delivered on this promise and purpose. More than 160 Bahamians from 7 family islands have been trained through this academy. Hundreds of employees have been upskilled. Today, we see the success of the academy in each of you. The 32 trained clinical nurses, the 16 pharmacy technicians, the 9 emergency medical technicians, 40 medical billing and coding graduates. You represent the front line. You represent accuracy and safety. You represent rapid response. You represent efficient systems. Together, you strengthen the backbone of our public health service. Technical training is essential, but the heart of a healthcare system remains empathy. When patients enter PMH, Moran, Sandlands, or a community clinic, they come with fear, uncertainty, and hope. How you speak to them, how you comfort them, how you explain what comes next. This makes all the difference. Let compassion guide your skill. Let compassion guide your skill. Let kindness guide your professionalism. Let humanity guide your service. Your journey does not end today. Healthcare is constantly changing. New challenges, new technologies, new expectations. So you must keep learning. You must keep growing. This is why the PHA is expanding access to new programs like post-basic renal nursing, surgical technology, and emerging leadership. We want every Bahamian, current staff, and future cohorts to have a pathway to progress. And it's our mantle that no one should be left behind.
More of Your Government in Action when we return. Welcome back. The Dame Cynthia Mother Pratt Legacy Hall was officially opened and dedicated on December 1st, 2025. Located on 6th Street and Ponciana Avenue, the center, the personal vision of Her Excellency the Most Honorable Cynthia Pratt, was launched to honor Bahamian history as well as preserve the cultural memory of Her Excellency the Most Honorable Cynthia Pratt within her community.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, today is about the simple truth that we must give flowers whilst we can smell them. Today, the Bahamas is gathered to give Dame Cynthia Mother Pratt her flowers while she can see them, smell them, and know in her own heart what she means to all of us. I stand here this morning on behalf of Prime Minister Davis, but also as one Bahamian amongst many who has watched her life and thought, this is what service looks like. Flowers are a symbol. They say, you matter, you're loved, you've made a difference. And too often we wait until people are gone to say these things. Today we are doing the opposite. And if you want to understand why, think of where her life began. A little girl from over the hill, a small kitchen, a pot on the stove, a small pot. Her mother, Rose, is stretching that pot so every child gets something to eat. Her father, Herman, has done his best to provide. There is no luxury in that room on West Street, but there is love, there is discipline, there is faith in that kitchen. Cynthia learns that strength is quiet and responsibility is real. Those were her first flowers, not roses wrapped in plastic, the love and the sacrifice of her parents. And she carries that with her to Woodcock Primary, Weston Junior, Weston Senior. A.F. Adley, C.H. Reeves, she walks to school as a child of modest means, but a child with a promise, a child with big expectations placed on her. Work hard, keep your head up, and you will do well. And later, she steps into Princess Margaret Hospital. She puts on a nurse's uniform and walks into the operating theater. For 14 strong years, she stands in that room. 14 years of facing fear, pain, and relief side by side. 14 years of comforting families whose loved ones lie on the table. And there were no public bouquets for those years of service, no ceremonies. But every patient who opened their eyes after a long operation, every family who got good news at the end of a hard day, handed her flowers of a different kind. Flowers of trust, flowers of gratitude, flowers that said, thank you for standing with us when we were afraid. And then there's the schoolyard at C.C. Sweeting, where she is now Miss Pratt. Whistle in hand, children running, stumbling, trying again. She teaches PE, but she is also teaching resilience. She's telling a generation of young Bahamians, you can do more than you think. Just keep going. I told you, an inspiration to many. Those students might not have been able to buy flowers, but years later, the ones who say, Mother, you believed in me when I did not believe in myself, are offering her something far more precious. Her Excellency's vision, which she shared in her invitation, was that this legacy hall would keep that story alive for the Bahamian people as a part of a wider effort to protect and share our national heritage at this hall. This hall, in truth, a house of flowers. On these walls are the flowers from a childhood home, the flowers from the operating theater, the flowers from classrooms, ball fields, and church pews, the flowers from St. Cecilia, the flowers from cabinet rooms and state occasions. The Bahamas places flowers back in your hands. May you see them, may you feel them, and may you smell them. And may you know without any doubt that this nation honors you.
And now we take a look up north with our northern service.
The best of Grand Bahamian sports was on full display during the Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which was held on Saturday, November 22nd at the Regency Theatre. Athletes and coaches from every sporting discipline were represented, as 34 people were honored for their contributions to the development of sports in the second city. Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ygia Moxie, who officially introduced the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, remembered her time growing up in West Grand Bahama, having met many of the coaches and athletes who were inducted into the Hall of Fame. As a primary school student and teenager, she recalled spending lots of time in the gym where fierce basketball competition took place on a regular basis.
So I remember back in the day, they used to call those of us who used to stay in the gym rats, right? And it was because of some of these basketball legends you see here, like Rangoon, like Grippy, the coach, right? And Kenneth Sakay. And so we're so familiar with these stories, these legendary stories of sports excellence. And there, I see my colleague in the House of Assembly there, he's been blazing trails as well. But I'm here really to introduce the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, but I wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for all that you have done for sports development on Grand Bahama Island. And yes, we are the greatest. We are the greatest. Sports excellence coming from Grand Bahama. And I thank the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture for continuing to push so hard on this island, giving sports some new energy, some new life. So thank you for what you're doing there. And also the Freeport City Council for continuing this. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for the work that you've been doing. We applaud you. And of course, we talked about it as soon as I sat down. 8 Mile Walk, West Grand Bahama seemed to have so many athletes that have blazed trails. So there was a game, we have the Grand Bahama Games going on now, and Pine Ridge just won last night against West Grand Bahama. But what we recognized during that time is that, there is so much excellence, so much sports excellence throughout the entire island. And West Grand Bahama in particular, I think the MP said, I can actually call Jonquil, and I can call Buddy, and I can call VJ, and they can all be on this team because there's so many, that comes from West Grand Bahama. But again, I just thank you for your contribution, your remarkable contribution to excellence on this island. Thank you so much. But there's one person I believe that has brought a new sense of hope to sports development in this country, not just on this island. And when you're talking about sports in paradise and getting back to the level where we were, we are there. And I want to welcome the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, who's been working really, really hard to make things happen, working very closely with me to ensure that we make some things happen in sports development in our country.
Also on hand for the induction ceremony was Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg. He said while he is always excited about coming to Freeport, having the opportunity to be a part of the induction ceremony was especially meaningful for him because of what it represented.
Grand Bahama has always been a wellspring of talent, discipline, and determination. From track and field, to basketball, from baseball, to swimming, from soccer to boxing, this island continues to produce athletes who represent the Bahamas with pride and excellence. And so, tonight is not simply and award ceremony. Tonight is recognition of the countless early mornings, the long practices, the late nights, and the sacrifice made not only by athletes, but by their families, coaches, and communities. As Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, I want to say this clearly. Your efforts do not go unnoticed. The entire nation sees you, values you, and celebrates your achievements. This evening also represents something bigger, a step in the right direction for our country. When we celebrate athletes across our islands, we strengthen the foundation of Bahamian sports on a whole. Too often, we talk about the stars who rise to international levels. But let me remind you, every champion begins at home. Every great athlete was once a young boy or a young girl, competing at the local level, in the community gym, on a dusty field, or on a school court, somewhere in the Bahamas. And that is why events like tonight matter. We are building a sports ecosystem where every island feels included, supported, and appreciated. Whether you are from Grand Bahama, New Providence, Abaco, Cat Island, Exuma, Inagua, or anywhere across our archipelago, the ministry is committed to supporting you, empowering you, and celebrating you, because talent is everywhere and opportunity must be too. To the athletes and coaches being honored tonight, congratulations. You embody the very best of our nation: discipline, courage, focus, and heart. You carry the pride of your families, your clubs, your schools. And whether you stood on the podium, broke a record, made a national team, or simply improved your personal best, tonight we salute you. Your hard work is pushing Bahamian sports forward.
For Your Government in Action, I'm Andrew Coakley.
Excitement returns for the 8th edition of the Don't Blink Home Run Derby in Paradise, slated for December 10th to the 13th, 2025. A press conference was held at Bahamar Convention Center on November 12, 2025, highlighting the series of events. Director of Sports Tourism Angelica Cartwright stated what Don't Blink means for tourism in the Bahamas.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sure you guys saw me jotting down some notes, so this is going to be very short, very sweet. On behalf of the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper, I wish to congratulate the Todd Isaac Sr., Jr., and Lucius on hosting the 8th annual Don't Blink Home Run Derby in Paradise. This is the kind of event that we like to see hosted in the destination. Not only does it immediately impact our tourism economy, it also has grown to include corporate events, a women's event, kids clinic, golf tournament, and even a boat cruise. And then there's the exposure for our sports tourism product and our country among an elite group of individuals, which means that there's the potential for even more business coming to our country: vacations, second home ownership, other sporting events. So this is the kind of event we really like to see coming to our destination or being hosted in the destination. And the fact that two of our very own Bahamian guys, young men who are so inspirational, showing us that sports can not only positively impact the lives of individuals, but an entire country. And so we congratulate you on continuing to put on a world-class event and working so hard to grow that event for the benefit of so many people who are attached to it. So thank you and congratulations again.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a proud presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Wednesday evenings where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.